welcome everybody. And we did not have a great lead into this game. On Friday, I didn't think we were sharp in practice at all. Yesterday was a little better. First half today was a little better than that, but the second half, our consistency was not there. Mostly inconsistency at the defensive end. Our defense in the first half was pretty solid, but in the second half, we gave up too many threes, too many layups. And some of it, you got to give Binghamton some credit, because we have a hard time guarding a guy like Gavin Walsh, because he can drive, and he's not normally shooting a lot of threes, but he made threes. He made some driving layups, and we did a good job on Callahan Gold in the first half, but he got off in the second half. And once he hits a three, that opens it up, because that stretches our defense out. But I haven't really looked at the stat sheet yet, but pretty much balance in our scoring. 4 guys in double figures. So questions?
We had 9 players scoring overall. I mean, how good does that make you feel that 9 people got on the scoring?
Yeah, my biggest challenge right now is trying to figure out a rotation. The way Matt Cleveland was playing before the injury, we need to get him back to that, because he is a key player for us. But the other guys are playing well, and I'm trying to figure out eventually what our full-time starting lineup is going to be and who are the guys that are going to sub regularly. And right now, I think in the first half we played 9, the second half we played 10, and then I think we ended up playing 11. So we'll see.
Can you talk about Jaylen Blackman? Just how you felt he played today, and how you think he's evolving on this team?
From an offensive standpoint, he's a terrific offensive player. He can really shoot. He handles the ball well. The challenge for him is going to always be at the defensive end, and because he plays in the backcourt with Nigel, and neither one of them was what you would call big guards. They're more undersized guards, and the combination of them going against bigger guards is going to be something we're going to have to handle throughout the season.
Jim, ideally, going back to the lineup discussion that you were talking about, ideally you've got different parts of the non-conference, tournament coming up, the big ones there in December. Ideally, is there a point where you'd like to have the rotation, or is it just until January? Do you think it's going to be ongoing, or do you have an idea?
I really think it's going to be ongoing for a while, because if you see those freshmen are earning playing time. I mean, you see what Jalil did. You see what, Divine comes into the game and, plays really well. And then Austin comes in the second half, and the first thing he does is bury a 3. So we got to figure those guys out and the role they're going to play. But we also have some key upperclassmen, whether it's Matt Cleveland or Paul Jobay or AJ Stanton McRae. We've got different guys. One thing we don't have Kyrie Ewing. So Lynn Kidd is such an important factor for us, because he's truly our only big guy.
Coach, a bit of a slower paced game than the FCU game was. Just with that in mind, how do you think the offensive execution was tonight for today?
Yeah, I didn't think we were as sharp as we could have been, and I'll give you a couple examples. Paul Jobay threw a lob to Matt Cleveland that went to the third row. Nigel Pack threw a pass ahead to Lynn Kidd, and Lynn was spinning around, and the ball went right out of bounds. When you make critical errors like that on very, very simple plays, that's not a good sign. I don't know how many. We had 17 assists and 7 turnovers. I think we could have easily been in the 20s. We missed some easy shots, and I think those plays right there, we could have cut our turnovers down at least 2 or 3.
Did you learn anything about your team today, Coach? 1 and 2, do you think are they ready to kind of step up in class? Bahamas next week and so on and so forth.
Well, we're not going to the Bahamas.
Did you learn anything today? 1 and 2. Is this team in your eyes ready to take?
Are we ready to step up and play against a higher level of Power 4 teams. I think time will tell. We don't have the answers right now. We'll have to face those teams and see how they defend us. If you notice today, they double, triple teamed the Lynn kid, primarily because of what he did the last game. But Binghamton is small, so they probably felt like if they didn't double team him, he would score regularly. So that was their strategy. Against other teams that have big guys, maybe they'll leave him one-on-one. So every game presents a whole different series of issues that we're going to have to adjust to.
You guys were able to get to the free throw line 25 times. I know last year, free throw rate was really low. Do you think this team is it a point of emphasis, or do you think that this team with its personnel this year can get to the free throw line more?
Okay, the simple answer to that is we're going to try to do what the defense gives us. So we're a terrific three-point shooting team. If they give us threes, we're going to shoot the three. The last game against FDU, their coach made a point of coming out on our three-point shooters, so we shot a lot of two-point shots. All right. Today, we shot more twos, but got fouled on them because we were getting to the basket and in the paint. So if we can do that on a regular basis, find the area that hurts the opponent's defense, whether it's twos or threes or getting to the foul line, we need to find our sweet spot every night.
Julie, with the 13 points, 3 assists today, just what have you liked from him from his first couple games, and how do you think that adjustment to playing college basketball has been for him so far?
He's got a major challenge ahead of him because there's such high expectation. And anytime there's that kind of expectation, as a player, you tend to put pressure on yourself to deliver every single time you touch the ball. I like his effort in practice. I like his attitude. I think he needs to continue to learn because as a freshman, like all of our other freshmen, they have to improve to really help us at the highest level.
And then defensively, you mentioned it's not exactly where it needs to be just yet. Can you identify some of those areas where there needs to be improvement?
Well, again, there's three areas. One is on-ball defense. With all these guys driving to the basket on us because we don't have that much size, he's got to learn to guard the dribbler better. The second is team defense, and that is helping your teammates. He's doing a much better job and is improving quite a bit in that area. And the third is rebounding, because if we force him to shoot and miss, we got to get on the glass. In his particular case, tonight he had 1 rebound, right? So he can get better at that. Why do I say that? Well, he's 6'5", can jump out of the gym, and if he makes a point of going to the glass, he'll get a lot of them.
One more?
I was just curious what you make of the schedule here early on, once a week. You have a lot of new guys. How do you like it?
Well, that's why we did it. We had 10 new players. There was going to be a series of adjustments for all of them, first going from one coach in another school to our situation and getting to know our players, get to know the transfers, get to know the freshmen. So I'm happy with how we've prepared for this season. The second thing is when you play, and I'll say teams like FDU and Binghamton, you're hoping to get off to a good start, meaning get a couple of wins under your belt, develop some confidence, figure out what your rotation's going to be, so that when you do step it up in competition, you really have a good game plan in mind. Right now, we're still not there, but these weeks of practice, hopefully this week will be much better than this last few days were.